First thing that came to mind was we need to implement a dress code.
No.
We need to implement a dress code because you look like it's moving day, right?
No, it's. I'm live in KHEA, and I wanted to wear shorts.
Whenever you think of KHEA, what do you think of? Like, what does KHEA embody? Like, as a city, as a culture?
KHEA embodies everybody having a good time, having a blast, and being out here at the Art of Coffee. That's what KHEA embodies.
KHEA is everybody at the Art of Coffee.
Yes.
Can
we reintroduce kind of where we're at and what's going on, since people were tuning in earlier and weren't able to hear sound?
I'd love to. So right now we are at the Art of Coffee in Toucan Alley, which we like to call KHEA Alley because we have a ton of friends here, including Petrified Eyes. We have Cool Cow Creamery here, Escape KHEA, and we are actually right behind Art of Coffee inside KHEA, Texas. So if you have never been to Toucan Alley, if you've never been to the Art of Coffee, this morning is a great opportunity to come hang out. We may even put you down in the hot seat, which isn't so hot. It's actually really nice and comfortable. So it may be a good time for you to let us know, what do you have going on? You know, whether it's your nonprofit business or you just want to share about what God's been doing in your life or what kind of good days you've been having lately.
Yeah, so we're going to be having a whole bunch of organizations and businesses that are associated with Kelly Redinger and her More Than Just a Society group. They're going to be coming on throughout this show today, so make sure that you go ahead and share this video out. Tell a friend what's going on. Tell somebody, hey, take a look at what's happening. In fact, here comes Kelly. She's going to tell us all the things that are happening today, and we cannot wait to hear more about everything that's happening.
So with how this day's been going so far, I have to share this mug one more time. This is Texas pecan roast from the Art of Coffee. This mug says stress, blessed, and coffee obsessed. Maybe you are as well. You can come have some of this Texas pecan roasted coffee right here from the Art of Coffee in KHEA. Oh my goodness. And we have Kelly here, and she has one of the biggest mugs I've ever seen in my entire life.
I come with my own mug. There is another mug up there that's for me. If you go up on the front, you see a mug with a llama on it. Yeah.
You don't like llamas?
Oh, I
right?
hate llamas. But no, there's a llama mug here for me. How nice.
But you probably like llamas a little bit more when there's coffee inside of like a mug, right?
Ooh, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. But yeah, here I'll take a llama mug any day.
What are you drinking inside of that?
I don't know. See, that's my favorite thing about coming here is I can look at any of the baristas standing back there, any of them, and say, surprise me.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm going to get something I love. So I know there's mocha and raspberry and I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Can you tell us what's going on here today and why we're out here broadcasting live from the Art of Coffee?
Well, because you guys come and do fabulous things. No, what's going on here is a couple of years ago when Gigi was in kindergarten, my daughter is now 9. I was that typical stay-at-home mom. I had been a corporate person for quite a while, worked in the .com industry, and I was a mover and a shaker. And then when I became a wife and a mother, I did the whole stay-at-home thing and gave it 120%. So when we were getting ready to go to kindergarten, one of the moms sat me down and said, okay, you're going to walk into this door, and this is what you pack her for lunch, and this is what, this is how it all works. And then you're going to go in and you're going to drop her off, and then you're going to cry, and then you're going to cry some more, and then you're going to go home and wait for her to get on the bus. And then, do you hear that?
They may not hear it that much.
They don't hear it that much? Okay, good.
I barely hear it in my ear. Yes, okay. We're good.
But so I had the whole first day of kindergarten down pat, but I asked, what do you do on the second day? And they looked at me and said, what are you talking about? You do whatever you want. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. So I put a message out there on Facebook to my neighborhood and basically said, oh, that is distracting me so bad. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry. No, so I put a message out on Facebook and said, who wants to come over for coffee? And I had 30 neighborhood ladies show up at my house. And but the amount of hate mail I got after that was ridiculous.
Due to parking?
And no, it was, I can't believe you planned it on a Tuesday. I can't do it on a Tuesday. Why would you do it on the second day of school? You got to do it again. So 2 weeks later, I did it, and 50 people showed up, but with even more hate mail from my friends that didn't live in the little neighborhoods. They lived in Clear Lake or they lived in Friendswood, and they said, why can't I come? So by the time it got to 125 people showing up at my house in the morning, my husband said, I think this might be a good idea that we change locations. So that is how More Than Just Society, it used to be More Than Just Coffee, That's how it kind of evolved. And we ended up here because I live not too far from Art of Coffee. And I'm in Drink Up. You know why we're here. It's fabulous. So
Mama needs some coffee.
I know, but Bill and Jimmy have been more than gracious every time we show up here, and their staff is amazing. So it's just kind of a casual thing. It's made up of people who own small businesses or are in nonprofits that a lot of us are involved in, or just PTA moms, or just cool people. And there's you don't have to like fill out a membership, or you don't have to. It's just if you want to come to coffee, come to coffee.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Where are some of those organizations and stuff? Where are they at? Like just in the entire area?
So if you were to walk in right now, there or on any particular coffee day, you might see Sarah from the American Heart Association, or Hillary from Communities and Schools. Kat from Hope Village comes quite a bit. Just walking out here is Ann Hammond, who's involved in a lot of community organizations. She was just recently, for the last couple of years, a trustee with CCISD. So name a CCISD, whether it's the orchestra or the Future Farmers of America, or she's involved with them in some way or another. Chris Reed, our own Chris Reed from KHEA.
Police
the police
Force?
has been here at Coffees in the Morning. So we have people with political affiliations or public service, or it's a little bit of everyone. Lawyers, doctors. It's kind of a cool mix of people.
And this is a great spot because it's a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah.
But like, as you can see if you're watching on our Facebook stream and you look behind us, it looks like we are in like a little bit of a paradise. If I'm being like, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's totally true. And what's nice about this location is a lot of the people that are like right around, like here in Toucan Alley and close by, are members of More Than Just Society. They're coffee people. So Courtney from Escape KHEA, Cool Cow Creamery, they're friends of ours. Michelle and Sal from Paradise Tropical. I mean, there are people, they're all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can't wait to talk to some of those people today and find out more. Kelly,
Oh, yeah.
if somebody is interested, when is the next one for it?
That's a good question, because now we're starting to enter into the whole summer kind of season. Like we just recently did an evening one at Bayshore Barbecue. We had about 30. I think there were like 30 people that showed up. We did it on a Monday night because that's a slow night for them. And we're like, sure, Francis will come out on a Monday night. So we had about 30, 35 people, I think.
It was awesome.
You guys
we
were there.
We went.
Yeah,
It was fun.
we had a bunch of new people walk in that I had never met before. A guy named Jamie came in, and he owns an outdoor furniture place right here in KHEA that's right over on, I think it's on 518, and right by the marina, and it's all these really cool Adirondack chairs, like brightly colored. And he walked in out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, I just saw it online and I wanted to come. I'm like, bring it, let's go.
Yeah.
So no, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah,
It's a good opportunity.
it's always fun to meet people that are doing things in the community, and everybody has their own goals, but then there's like the community goals.
Yes.
Like, let's do something good for, the schools. Let's do something good for, different reasons. So there's always different ways to collaborate and meet people that are kind of doing the same thing you are, and you can get it done better.
I think that's why I really love being connected with how we're connected, like with Kelly, with Chef Mary Bass, with Joe Perez. It seems like it's created its own kind of tight-knit community that if there was ever an apocalypse, right, I know that I would be taken care of.
And there probably will be.
Because, I can handle all of that. Like we got people who can handle the foods and everything like that. When you, like, if electricity went out the other night, I was like, what do I do?
How do we get coffee?
How do we get coffee?
Call
Well,
it
we know people who have stuff, so we will be taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice that there's such a group of people that are doing this. And I don't like to call it networking, because we really don't necessarily hand out business cards. You don't have to dress up. People come in their yoga pants. People come, straight from going to the gym or from the gym. It's just, even on when we do kind of nighttime things, it's like, are you coming from work, or are you going to work? Or are you not working? So there's not a whole lot of pressure. And one of the rules that we have in the group, we don't have a whole lot of rules, but they're kind of fun, is we don't look at each other like we're wallets. I mean, just because you sell something doesn't immediately mean you're the guy I'm going to try to make him buy my stuff. But you might know somebody that will buy my stuff. I want you to talk about each other. I want you to celebrate each other and encourage each other to have success. And it's been nice to see people that they connect from a business kind of standpoint, but then before you know it, they start to get really involved in some of these great organizations, like the outreach and the people that this little group alone has helped connect to communities and schools. Or I am personally, the American Heart Association is really important to me because I've had 5 heart surgeries in less than 5 years recently. And so the American Heart Association has been a big part of my life. But the amount of women and men in just this little group alone that has rallied up and said, yep, let's go to the Heart Ball. Let's go to the luncheon. We're going to be there to support you. We're going to donate silent auction items. We're going to whatever it takes. I had people come out and walk for the Go Red walk in October. It was very, very sweet.
You having 5 heart surgeries in
less than 5 years.
It would have been easy for you to be like, hey, I can't do this.
Oh, yeah, peace out. Yeah, I can't do this anymore. But it's been such a positive experience for me that the height of everything I have done is this all happened while all the heart stuff was going on. It evolved kind of from that because my first heart surgery was right before Gigi started kindergarten. She was 4.5 going on 5, getting ready to start kindergarten. So I'd already had my first heart surgery before I said, who wants to have coffee at my house? So this has kind of evolved with me. So it's one of the things that's kept me going.
Yeah, I feel like that community and just having that support system probably helped during that time too.
It's so essential. And just yesterday I was on, Jennifer Fuller has from the Houston Food Lovers Group, or the Bay Area,
Great
Houston.
Group. Food
Yes.
lovers.
Great. Love food.
Love food. She also has one that is for beauty, talks about beauty. Well, I was on the beauty board and they were talking about, somebody posed the question that it's hard to make friends, that they don't have any friends down here. And they've lived here for 2 years and they've just kind of given up. And I'm like, don't give up. Don't give up. But it is so hard, I think, as you get older to just make friends. And you feel challenged. So one of the things that has made me keep this alive, especially whether it's been in my neighborhood or with other women I know from all over the community, is that it's never been a problem for me to meet people. I'm not exactly shy. So it's never been a problem for me, but I've seen other people, when you see other people that have a problem and something comes easy to you, you always are like, come on, let's do this. Let me show you. So I kind of feel responsible that one thing I love is to take 2 people and just kind of push them together and say, you 2 need to know each other because of this, this, or that. And kind of watch that friendship or that relationship kind of develop. And there's a lot of great people that they met each other and have done some great things because they met here.
Yes. So right now it's 9:06. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're talking to Kelly. We are at the Art of Coffee. It's more than just a society. It's one of the meetups that happen. They seem to happen often. Maybe once.
I try to do once a month. We try to do multiple times a month. But one of the things I ask everybody that's involved in it is, if you have a cool event going on, if you have something or you want to throw a party, invite us. We'll come. We love to get together.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share right now? We're going to try and talk to as many people as possible.
I'm going to go. No, I'm done talking to you guys. I can come see you anytime. No, I can see. You know what? I have a pineapple hat for you still.
Oh, yeah. Where is it?
Well, I touched it this morning, but I'm like, he's not going to want to wear the pineapple hat at this. I'm going to make you wear the pineapple hat and eat pizza. I'm going to bring pineapple pizza for you.
There's pizza
and make you
around
wear
here,
the
too.
Hat.
There
is, too. Yeah, there's pizza here, too. Oh, Antonio's Subs is right there. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. And Bacchus. I love some Bacchus.
All right. So this is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Kickstart's going to be on till 11. We're talking to Kelly. We're at the Art of Coffee, drinking some coffee. I have some really good Texas pecan roasted coffee, and I'm enjoying this mug. Stressed, blessed, and coffee obsessed. Are you obsessed with coffee?
I'm a little obsessed with everything that has to do with coffee. Just a little bit. I'm one of those people who are walking around with that T-shirt that if I don't have my morning cup of Joe, then I'm ready.
I think next we're going to talk to James. Talk to James Martin. Learn everything that's going on with his business, his career. Find out, hey, why video? Like, how did you end up doing what you're doing now? So stay tuned. Feel free to share this video out. You can actually come out to the Art of Coffee. We're going to be out here broadcasting till 11. If you want to sneak on our camera, maybe come sneak in the chair. Let us know what you have going on. That's a possibility. Our intern Ethan is diligently seeking out people who can be on Kickstart, and he's over here just being awesome. So come find Ethan. Just yell his name, and he'll come running. That's what we usually do.
It'll be awesome. Welcome. Hey, here's your microphone.
How you doing?
How's it going? Doing great. How are y'all?
Good. Can you introduce yourself and the name of your business?
Yes, I'm James Martin with Martin Design 76.
You're good.
Okay.
So Martin Design 76, and can you kind of share what are some of the things that your business accomplishes?
I do online advertising. I get businesses noticed when growing, when it's a time when it's affordable, and with doing online social media stuff and advertising on websites and Google pages. So I feel that a lot of businesses, they struggle or don't get noticed because they don't advertise. Well, a lot of types of advertising are very expensive, where online has got a better value to it and you can get a better projected ROI on it. So that's why I like to help companies and offer them the opportunity to do it, because most people don't even know about it, and it's so available for them, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So when did you get your start, I guess, with the business, and was it always on, well, I'm guessing it's not always on the social media, advertising, because it's been going on for a bit, but it's really kind of taken its own life here recently.
Right. Yeah, I've been in advertising for over 10 years, doing different styles of print advertising and stuff of that sort. I just got into the video in January of '98. I just realized that, man, there's just so much opportunity for businesses, and doing video productions is the main thing that I like to do, video commercials. People like to interact like we're doing today, talking person to person. And that's how business owners get to know each other, is by communicating with each other. And that's a lot of times when people are buying from people, they're buying the people, not the service, a majority of the time. So
okay. So So you've been doing videos, you said, since like 1998?
Yes.
So you started...
I'm sorry. My apologize. 2018. Where did I get 98 from?
Okay.
2018.
Well,
I'm sorry.
98, I was like, man, what were they using back then? Well, I remember...
Some good chai tea.
Video has changed so much, because as a kid, there was like the VHS, and I remember you had the camcorder.
Right.
And that was the way to do it. And then after that, I went to discs, and just how video has changed. And now it's really easy, because everybody has a pretty decent camera in their pocket now.
Right.
So it almost makes everybody a potential videographer, and then you have to know what to do with it. But
right.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I mean, there are a lot of pictures. I was at an event last night, the pregnancy and parenting group, and the speaker was speaking, and I actually took a good picture of her with my cell phone from 150 feet away, and it's like, wow, you can, no matter how far away, you can still get a good picture off your cell phone. So
yeah,
but I still prefer using the camcorder or the DSLRs, because you're always going to get a better picture on a camera or a camcorder than you will a cell phone. But cell phones do produce good pictures and videos.
Yeah, that's true. So Kurt, what do you think? Because you do a lot of video as well.
Yeah. Hey, we lost signal again.
Do you want me to get off of this? I'm on that. Ready. What's up? Hey, it's still Friday, and we're still at the Art of Coffee right here, hanging out in the alley. So they call it Toucan Alley. We call it KHEA Alley because we have so much fun here.
Yeah.
But we have a special guest with us here today.
Yeah, we're talking to a whole bunch of people at the Art of Coffee. We're broadcasting live from here. We're going to be talking to realtors. We're going to be talking to people in education. We're going to be talking to people in video. And right now we're joined by James. James, what's up? Can you tell us a little bit about your business here?
Well, my business is Martin Design 76. I do online advertising in different styles, social media, websites, Google pages, whatever you need, I can do for you. I also do, print style advertising. Just on the way over here, I had a guy pull me over waving at me because I have magnets on the side of my truck, and he was like, hey, my brother's opening up a business, and I need you to make some magnets and build a website and do all this stuff. And I was like, hey, sure, here's my business card, give me a call.
That's nice. And that makes sense that magnets, even like making your car, like you're driving around, why not if you're a business owner, if you want to promote something, why not use your vehicle as a driving around billboard pretty much.
Absolutely. That's one of the best ways to do it. You have to brand your name somehow, and what better way to do it than the vehicle you're riding around in?
That's true. Kurt, we could do that to your car now that I think about it. Throw some magnets on there.
It could work. It could possibly work.
We've talked about wrapping it, which, I feel like magnets would be a more affordable option
Right.
than like putting a wrap on it, which looks cool too, but magnets, it's more
Well, the
affordable,
cool
right?
part about magnets is you can take them off. If you only have one vehicle, you want to drive around in, you don't always want to have the magnets on your vehicle when you're taking the wife out on a date or something of that sort. So that's the good part about the magnets over the wrap. The wrap's on there till you're ready to seriously take it off.
Yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, we're out here, we're talking to James, and we're learning about everything that his business has to offer, which includes, like you said, print.
It is. And one of the things that we saw you last weekend doing some stuff, you're out in the community, helping out in the community as well.
I try to be. I do as much as I can. I have I was actually with at the firefighters games just recently doing some filming over there for I-45 now, helping TJ out. So that was pretty cool. Y'all were there the night before. I saw y'all. I was watching y'all online. So that was really cool to see y'all out there too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in here today. How can people find out information about your business and what you're doing?
Check out my website, martindesign76.com. It's real easy. I've got all kinds of stuff on there you need, or you can find me on Facebook, Google search, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you want. I'm there. So
It's important to be everywhere.
absolutely. Like I said, it's the branding thing. You know what I mean? Once you get your name known, that's where it takes off from. So, and the ways you can help people. That's the most important part.
Always.
That's what I love about what I do, because again, I get to help businesses to grow. So that's what I want to do, because that's a lot of small businesses. They close after the first year or two because they don't know how to advertise, or they don't know the right way to do it. And that's where I come in, because I can take care of I can take all the weight off your shoulders and get you customers. So
Awesome.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for coming in here today. We really do appreciate you guys coming out here and being a part of this fun activity for today.
I appreciate y'all being out here also.
All right.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is KHEA. If you want to come and hang out with us at the Art of Coffee, that would be awesome. Maybe you can come meet come meet Kelly. You can come meet James as well. There's a bunch of other people here. And I've seen some of the different drinks that people are drinking here at the Art of Coffee. We've got some chai tea that James has. And Kurt has a cinnamon latte of some kind. And then I got like a house coffee. So there's also cold drinks, all kinds of stuff. There's something for everybody here.
There is. There's a lot. Hey, welcome. Welcome aboard. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing today?
Yes, ma'am, sir, that is. My name is Kelly Hallbach. I am a local artist. I do paintings of anything that you want, actually. I do a lot of coastal, but also I do commissions of cars, boats, houses, just about anything you want, motorcycles, but I have not done an airplane, so I'm open to painting a picture of an airplane, not painting the airplane, but painting a picture of a plane.
Do you have to be commissioned to do it, or can you just be like, I want to do something. I want to paint an airplane and do an airplane instead?
Well, actually, I could do that, but it's much more profitable to have a commission to do it for someone rather than just doing it for myself.
So you mentioned paint. Is that the kind of medium? Is that the proper word? Like that you use for your art? Is it paint, or is it pencil and pen, or mixed media?
It's basically, I do some mixed media, but I also do oil, acrylic, and watercolor. And as a matter of fact, I'm showing here at the Art of Coffee.
Awesome.
Inside of the shop?
Inside of the shop, yes.
So if we walked in, where would we need to look and see some of your artwork?
If, in fact, you walk in from the back door, you walk in, and just to the left, when you see a door just to the left, you would see it. You see my artwork.
How did you get into art? Was that something like, forever you just picked up a pencil and you're like, hey, I'm kind of good at this, or did you find it as fun, or something you had to work at?
Well, I was drawing from the time I was a little girl. I mean, my first painting was of a horse I think I was 8. Mm-hmm. So I've just always done it, but I didn't really start. I did do African animals back in the 70s for a year and a half in oils. And then I didn't paint again until about 15 years ago, and I took up watercolor. And believe me, you have to change your brain when you go from oil to watercolor. I mean, really, it's totally and completely different.
Wow. And when you mention African animals, can you give me examples? I'm guessing like zebra. I think of like the Lion King, because my kids have been watching that a lot lately.
Well, actually, I did a lot of zebras back then, but I've done a fabulous, I mean, I think it's fantastic, lion. Not a lion, but a tiger in watercolor. That's really neat.
Wow.
Neat. Very big, yeah.
You know, whenever you are picking a canvas and the size of the piece comes in, do you have an idea like, okay, I have this giant canvas, I'm going to do this whole thing, or like I'm going to do a small one? I mean, whenever you're deciding what to do, how big it's going to be, where it's going to go, what all comes into play to decide all those things?
Boy, that's a big question. I guess it just depends on, you know, what like if it's a bird, you probably don't want anything bigger than like say a 24 by 30, but which is a full watercolor sheet. But a lot of birds I just do smaller, because smaller, you know, are usually easier to sell. Mm-hmm. And I do sell a lot down in Galveston, and we have a lot of people on the boats that come in, or the cruises, not the boats, but the cruises. And so they buy smaller things. So, I mean, as a matter of fact, I just started this. I have all my abstract paintings are now on wraps and scarves.
Wow.
And I just had a show down in Galveston at George Lee Gallery where we sold these. Unfortunately, that was several Saturdays ago, and it was a horrible storm that day. We had all that rain. So anyway, I still have some of them there, and I'm also at I'm at the Art of Coffee, of course, but also at Affaire d'Art there on Post Office.
How is I'm going to call it the culture or the community, or, you know, whenever I was growing up doing music, they called it the music scene. Mm-hmm. So, like, with the art scene, how is that in KEMA, Galveston, Houston? Like, what do you notice about the art community here? Is it pretty self-supporting? You know, could it use some help, or is it thriving?
We can also use some help, honey.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's amazing how it's changed in the last few years with China coming in and reproducing everything, and the internet and all that. It's changed drastically.
So where do you get the inspiration from something when you're creating art with all of these different places that you're up in? How do you get that inspiration where you're like, oh, I need to paint this?
Well, it just depends. Like if you see a bird and you take a picture, that's very inspirational, depending. And then you can. But one of the things that is really fun for me to do is I've just gotten a commission to paint. I think it's six cars and then 4 cars in front of this gentleman's building. But what I usually do, matter of fact, I have one in the Art of Coffee. I usually, like if I'm going to get a commission for a painting of a car, I want something that has a lot of sentimentality to it. Mm-hmm. So in the background, such as the one that I've done. Can't think of the name of this road. Anyway, and he liked this particular road, but I did a coffee shop, a restaurant with the name on top of it. So it really had the sentimentality to him. And another one was done. He bought it in Arizona, so we did it in the car in Arizona. Mm-hmm. So I like to just do something. If any kind of commission I do, I like to do something that has some meaning behind it.
So if somebody wants to see any of your art, maybe they have seen it and they want to contact you for a commission, where can they find you? Is there anywhere on the internet, or they can come to the Art of Coffee, pick up a card?
They actually, the Art of Coffee, George Lee Gallery in Galveston, the Affaire d'Art in Galveston, and I'm also on Facebook. So.
All right, that's the best way then, huh?
Yes, Kelly Hallbach.
Kelly
Art and Designs.
That's the best way to get in contact with people, is sharing things on Facebook. You know, we're broadcasting live right now on Facebook. So if you're just tuning in, go ahead and share this video out. We had a stream up earlier, but Facebook, sometimes likes to bamboozle us, and we had to start a second stream. But you know what? One of the things that we like to do is bless people. So go ahead and hit that share button. Let people know what's going on. We're going to be talking to a whole bunch of different organizations and businesses, some realtors. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about education with our good friend Ann.
She's like, I'm up.
So we're going to be talking to a whole bunch of people. So if you want to go ahead and strap in, stay tuned. We're going to be live until 11 o'clock talking to a whole bunch of people who are out here at the Art of Coffee talking all of the things that they're doing in the community and organizations.
So it's 9:27 a.m. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Kickstart's going to be on till 11, and we're just getting into the program right now. We talked to Kelly, we talked to James, we talked to Kelly, a different Kelly, who is an artist locally doing some really cool things, and now we're going to talk to Ann about everything that she's been up to. We saw you yesterday.
Yes, you did.
Because you're associated with, an organization, Bay Area Alliance for Youth and Families.
Correct.
And I believe you're on the board there? Or the
Yes.
council? How does that work?
Yes. I've been on the board officially. It was funded in 2003, and I started even before then, before there was a board, because we saw a need in the community to raise awareness and educate parents on the use of drugs and alcohol, and to just kind of educate the community about what was going on. So we started a long time ago.
And right now, from what we've gathered, just talking to people, there seems to be, the trend of the Juul pods and the vapes. And I guess parents either don't know. I mean, it's still kind of new, and the kids have probably never picked up a cigarette in their life. And
it's
then
not that new, but some of the new stuff is the way they're trying to disguise it and make it attractive to young people, and the use.
And you actually were a teacher for a very long time.
No, I was on the school board.
You're on the school board, so it's a little different, but you're still part of education.
I'm a professional volunteer now. I retired from NASA, but I've always been involved in education because it's a passion. Educating our kids is important to me.
So why is that a passion?
Where'd that come from?
Honestly, don't know. I was a kid once. I don't know. When my children started school, my first involvement was PTA. I'm still on PTA. My kids have been out of school. My youngest one's been out of school 11 years, and I'm still on the high school PTSA. In fact, I have to leave here to go to the teacher appreciation lunch, and I have food in my car, so I can't stay too long. Yeah. But I just think educating kids is, I know it sounds cliche, kids are our future, but they really are. And it's really important that they have the right tools to be successful in life. And as a school board member, that was my goal, to make sure that the kids got a good education, were successful. So
education is a key,
Absolutely.
And it can be a tool for people, I guess, to improve their lives or pick the path they want to go on.
We're very blessed in this area to have Clear Creek ISD. It's a fabulous school district and offers so many opportunities for kids. I'm on the board of another group called Go Public Gulf Coast, which is to positively promote public education. There's a lot of money that bashes public education. Public education offers a lot of choices for kids, and it educates like 90% of the population, so it is important.
Yeah, public education is very important. And I think Clear Creek ISD, it has a pretty good reputation.
Yes.
As far as all our school districts, around here. And how many schools are actually in Clear Creek ISD?
44 campuses.
There's 44 campuses.
Yes.
That's a lot. And do you have an idea, how many students is that?
It's over 42,000.
42,000 students. And League City is growing. Yes. And I feel like there's probably going to have to be some new schools popping up.
We're going to open up a new League City elementary campus. Hopefully it'll be ready as the kids come back to school in August. So Campbell Elementary on the far west side, not east side, but far west side of League City.
Can you talk a little bit about why you're out here today at the Art of Coffee?
It's a networking group, and it's a great group of people, actually. And I've been involved. And Kelly recruits everybody, and I love Kelly, and I love what she does in the community. She's kind of like me. We're professional volunteers now, and we do fundraising for groups that we feel strongly about and want to support. So.
Awesome. You mentioned that you retired from NASA, right?
Yes.
What was your role there?
I was a program analyst, which means I do budget estimating, tracking budgets, scheduling, make sure there's money that matches the schedule for hardware. So
I can see how you could take that, all of that skill and knowledge and experience, and then plug it into education or nonprofits, and they would be more than thrilled to have you on the team.
Well, and again, if it has to do with kids, I'm involved in communities and schools, Education Foundation, the Bay Area Alliance, of course. So whenever it involves kids, I'm going to be there. I'm going to support it, and I'm going to help raise funds or whatever needs to be done.
So what do you think is the biggest pressing issue right now in education that needs to be addressed, that needs to be fixed for our students?
Fixed. I think the tools are there. The funding has always been a problem. Although yesterday, it looks like the House and the Senate are coming to an agreement on how much funding should come to education. The problem I saw was they were going to attach more testing to that bill, and as a parent and as watching the parents today, the stressing over the tests.
The standardized testing, that's what you're talking about, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I mean, a couple of sessions ago, they reduced the testing, and now it's like they're having creep back. The legislators are trying to bring more testing back. And third graders testing for hours just seems like nonsense. The teachers know what the kids are doing. Why do we have to stress them out with some extra testing that really doesn't mean a whole lot?
Yeah, whenever I was a kid, it was the TOS test. And I remember going and taking the TOS test, but they taught you how to take the TOS test. Like, okay, take your highlighter pencil, and there was classes specifically on how to take the test, and they told us it was like the most important thing you're going to do all
And
year.
it really isn't, because think about it. Knowing how to take that test does it affect how you do your job? I mean, do you do something like that? That's what bothers me, is that there is no career path that I can think of that knowing how to take that test is going to make you successful.
Yeah, the interesting thing, they said read the questions first. After you read the questions, then you're pretty much just like highlighting anything that you think is important. Underline this, and it's just like, well, okay, it's teaching me how to, but like reading comprehension, and then like being asked questions about it, they were like trying to give you that shortcut, which is great if you want to pass the test. But yeah, there's not really a way that I can use that, today.
Yeah. In my time at NASA, bubbling in on a test had nothing to do with what I did at NASA ever. So it's interesting that we've made that. I have my theories on why testing gets
Funding.
added.
Right.
Okay, you said it.
I did. I'll say it. It's funding. People, they're like, well, we can't fund if you're not doing well, you know? Like,
in your opinion, should they get rid of standardized testing altogether, or does it serve some purpose?
I'll answer it for her, yes.
Never let Curt answer for you in anything. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now.
Let me get on my soapbox, because this will happen.
But I believe in teachers. I believe teachers, they test based on, the teachers teach curriculum. The state tells them what they have to teach, and they teach that curriculum. So why impose another test on top of what the teachers have already taught and tested on our students?
Do they also use that as a way to see if teachers are worth keeping? Because it's like, well, if these kids in this classroom, they did great on their standardized test, and then these kids didn't, like, not all teachers are equal. Not all people are equal. There's probably some better teachers than others, but
I was the greatest teacher of all time.
Of course.
And what subject did you teach?
I teach video. I taught video, how to make videos. So obviously the kids wanted to be there.
Yes.
They loved it. I showed videos every day. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We worked on projects, and I actually funded an online radio, or not an online radio station, an online TV station where we actually set up cameras and did a local newscast and had the kids like learning how to do what we did today, where we're live on location in the community, and that was one of the things I loved teaching how to do.
Well, do you know that in CCISD we have a class and the kids do the football games, they do the scoreboards, they film on the field, they do, and that we have our own
That's
our booth.
awesome.
We need those students to be a part of KHEA radio so that they can come and learn how to do it in the professional world as well. So we'll talk. We'll make sure that they can do it. That'd be great.
Kids, call us.
Call us.
346-704-1806.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to share while you're here right now?
Yeah. Support, I would say we have communities and schools events coming up. We have education foundations. If people are interested in supporting our kids, there are lots of opportunities to, and I would say the thing that's coming up next week, I've chaired for 6 years Project Graduation at Clearview High School, because they do not have a PTA or a boost. They do have a booster club, but they don't have a way to fund Project Graduation for those kids. So the Bay Area Alliance, part of a grant that we have, and fundraising, we offer a Project Graduation for those seniors. And so I do chair that, and that's next Sunday night at 11 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the morning. And for 6 years now, I have spent the night with the Clearview High School seniors at Putt Putt Golf Course.
All right. We had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with them during the Disney, was that Love Above week?
Yes, Love Above week, yes.
And we were able
awesome.
to do Disney bingo, or I believe it was bingo, and we had such a blast with all the kids, meeting some of them, and they had a great time too, it seemed.
Anytime that we can get into education, we love it because that's our future. You know, these kids, one day these kids like Ethan, our intern, are going to take our jobs and, you know, and do the work that we're doing right now. And we
better.
Probably do it better than what we can.
Yes.
So, well, thank you for joining us, Ann.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you for everything you do in the community.
Finally, we got to sit down and talk with you. We've been trying for a while,
Yes.
but I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, it's 9:38. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Kickstart's going to be on till 11. We're excited to be broadcasting from right behind the Art of Coffee. We're in Toucan Alley, and it's going to be an awesome show for the rest of this time. But yeah, if you're listening on your radio, if you're listening, you know, on the KHEA radio app, we appreciate you. If you haven't had the opportunity to download the KHEA radio app, what are you doing? Go ahead and download that right now. Just search KHEA radio in the Google Play Store. Search it in the App Store, and then you'll be able to stream us from anywhere in the world, and not just in Galveston County. So we're about to talk about Escape KHEA. And we have the newly engaged couple actually joining us today. So how's it going?
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
It's going good. Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, we hadn't had the opportunity to meet you yet.
I know.
This is it.
This is Austin.
What's up,
What's going
Austin?
on?
Austin, the newest employee of Escape KHEA. Well, I mean, when you marry into the family, you have to, right?
It's so
Yes.
true. He actually has learned some of the rooms already.
Can you tell us the secrets? We'll shut her headphones off
No.
so she can't
Unfortunately,
hear
I
them.
can't.
He's not much of a talker, guys.
So can you tell us what is Escape KHEA? Because you're one of our partners here at KHEA Radio.
Yes.
But for people who are tuning in for the very first time, tell them, what is Escape KHEA?
So Escape KHEA is a live event. So you're locked in the room for an hour, and you have to figure out the clues and the puzzles to be able to escape. It's really good for team building, and it's something different to do. You know, it's something unique, other than just going out and watching a movie or just going to dinner for date night. It's something interesting to do for sure.
You know what else is unique and interesting to do? Going on a motorcycle trip to New Mexico.
Right? I agree with that statement.
How did you hear that? Or she texted?
She
or?
commented and said for y'all to give me a hard time too. I was like, Mom, it's
So your
not
mom,
like,
she's on a trip?
yeah, she's coming back today though.
She can't bring the family?
No, I don't think
Not on a
4
two-person
or 5
motorcycle.
people can fit on a motorcycle.
They should have bought another motorcycle.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or like get like the little
How
clown
rude.
car. If I ever get one, I'm getting a clown car. I'm putting Kurt on the side.
But
We're cruising all around town.
somebody needs to stay back. Somebody needs to learn the ropes. We talked about this before, you know, like if we want to go on vacation, obviously we're not taking Ethan. Ethan's going to have to come back and do the show without us, right?
I'm taking Ethan. I'm taking Ethan on vacation. He's so helpful.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's great.
So, Escape KHEA, you get locked in a room. You never get to leave
Yes.
until you're done, right?
Say it that way.
I joke with sometimes with customers. They're like, so what happens after the 60 minutes are over? And I'm like, oh, well, you have to, you know, you're in there until you get out. I had someone today that was in there for 3 hours, and I had like the most serious face. They're like, are you serious? I was like, no, I'm joking. We let you out at the end, of course.
It's like the floor opens up, and there's like a dungeon underneath with like a
Yeah.
dragon down there.
Don't
so
you know this stuff?
It's only 59 minutes. Best of luck. Shut the door. We had the opportunity to do one of the rooms there, and we had a great time.
We did the fear room, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the scary situation. We didn't understand what was going to be happening.
I know it was y'all's first time doing an escape room too, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've
I
done the
was your game
puzzles and like
master.
the bombs and stuff, but everything else was crazy.
You as the game master, I feel like you maybe gave us like some extra help that we would have never. We'd still be in there pretty much if it wasn't for you.
Probably. You're probably right.
Yeah.
That's
And-
what I'm here for, though.
Yes.
You know? I'm supposed
Kurt-
to guide you along the way.
There's walkie-talkies, and there was 2 teams. I'm not going to go too much into it, but we had to work together to get out.
I'm not working together with you anytime.
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't work together well at all.
Y'all worked terrible. Y'all split up too, didn't y'all?
Yeah.
He took one room, I took the other. I
Oh
took
gosh,
the
I remember that.
I'm the worst person to be locked into a room with because I'm like, they're like, you're gonna die, and I'm like, joke's on you. No, I'm not.
He was trying to like sabotage us.
I
I'm
remember
like, dude,
that.
We're on the same team. Like I'm trying to work together, and he's like, you know, like
In the mic.
just saying numbers and random stuff, the alphabet. I'm like, Kurt, what are you making up words?
You know,
Like,
have
we're
you ever-
on the same team?
Have you ever seen those memes or those jokes where it's just like, hey, like if you get abducted, they're not gonna do anything to you because they're gonna drop you back off and be like, here,
Yes.
keep them. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. If I ever, I'm not. That's why like I sleep with my my door wide open, unlocked. No one's coming in to break into my stuff and abduct me.
I agree. My mom tells me that all the time.
But look, and now you're next to your fiance, and
I
he's
know.
abducting you, and y'all are gonna get married. When is that? When's the wedding?
Can we see the ring?
Yes.
Show that camera
Show that
shot.
right here. There's the
Right here?
camera.
Can you see it?
Oh man.
It's
I'm
so
blind.
pretty.
Can they see it? Of course
It
they can.
is going to be May 21st next year.
Yep.
2020.
We got a whole
363, 362, 361.
I know.
Counting it down.
It's
So we get an extra
ticking.
day.
Oh, yeah. He always says that. We get an extra day. It's leap year. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean?
That extra day is important. That extra day. I hear you have a wonderful videographer too.
Yes. He's, well, oh, yes.
Whoa! I almost was like, wait, am I not filming it anymore?
Kurt. Yeah, I forgot to tell. Did I tell you?
We have James.
About
Going to do in the wedding, actually.
I'm so
almost,
excited.
I almost just got really concerned. I'm
He
like,
just drops the mic. This interview
I
is
was like,
over.
This is over.
Yeah.
Leave now.
I haven't shot a wedding in 4 years.
I'm so excited.
But I love doing weddings. Weddings are so much fun because the lighting and the videos and everyone's happy. You know,
the venue
so it's
is
good.
so
venue's really
pretty.
cool, too.
And it's
It's
in
really pretty.
North
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
I'll say this. So whenever Kurt shoots video, if anybody's an aspiring videographer out there, listen to this. He makes, and I shoot a lot of video with Kurt. You know, it's a blessing and a curse. You know, all in the same, right? He makes you do the same thing over. And no, he's like, okay, now pick it up. Now set it down. And so I'm like, so he may be like, okay, like during y'all's wedding, just be prepared if he's like, okay, now kiss the bride. Okay, now step back. Now kiss the bride again.
Can I interrupt the
Close up,
ceremony?
yeah.
Can I interrupt and be like, I need to get that again?
Like after the
I
wedding, you
need
may
it
need
to
to do
be
it all over.
perfect, please.
But the video will be great.
It's going to be fantastic. They're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, that's exactly how it happened. Because no one's going to remember that I stopped them in halfway through the ceremony.
It has to be perfect.
The one thing that I will say is make sure that you kiss the bride. That's the most important part of the wedding.
Did you forget to do that?
Yeah.
No.
Kurt?
Yes. I feel like that's like the most important thing when you're getting married.
Yeah, you have to kiss the bride at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Wait, you do?
You're not funny. You're gonna hurt my feelings.
Wow.
So we have some comments coming in, and people are like, "Wow, you know, KHEA sounds awesome today. Now I want to go to KHEA."
Duh.
It's a good day
I
to
know,
go check out
it's
Escape
beautiful.
KHEA, right?
Come to Escape KHEA. We open at 4, and I'll be there around 5ish. So if you want to book at 4, you need to book online.
I like how he was like 4, and you're like,
What are you doing? I thought you were open already and that you're down here just hanging out with us.
Yeah, if I had someone that wanted to come do an escape room, sure. I'll do your room,
Ethan-
whatever
Ethan's
you want
like
to do.
volunteering.
Ethan in there by himself. Ethan would be
That's
good
awesome.
at doing an escape room,
$25 a person. Come see us.
and it's a lot of fun, huh? It's like the perfect weekend to be in KHEA.
It's so pretty too.
Yeah,
Is it gonna be pretty like this all weekend though?
I'm just gonna say yes.
I
I haven't looked
I
at the
hope
weather,
so.
but I'm saying yes.
But one of the things is coming down to the Art of Coffee. You come down here a lot. Like, how hard is it not to just come down here? and
It's
get
very
coffee?
difficult. I go there quite often actually. I haven't gotten my cup of coffee this morning though.
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
I know.
but
We're
You're gonna
going
have to
right
go in
after.
there.
Don't worry.
What do you drink? Do you drink coffee?
Yeah, I drink like a double espresso with just a little bit of coffee, a little bit of cream.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you drink?
I drink the frappuccinos and the lattes, and I drink every kind of coffee though. Like I'm not picky at all. So I'll drink like the sweet coffee, but I'll also like if I had to drink like black coffee, I would.
If it was the only thing there.
If it's the only thing.
She'll drink anything.
I'll drink it.
That's coffee.
It's the caffeine. It's
I'm
It's a
obsessed.
very loving item, I suppose.
Yeah.
I love coffee. Kurt's is gone. I was scared because he has this big old latte cup, right? And I thought that he was going to spill it all over the gear. It would not be the first time that that's happened.
Wow, it happened one time. And it happened upstairs in the TV room, not the radio booth.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
my
spill
goodness.
on the switcher, and it's fine. It was fixed afterwards.
It didn't break or
There's
explode.
there's pictures and signage upstairs now that says no food or drink beyond this point,
With an outline of Kurt.
with an outline of me.
Oh my gosh, that's so
And
great.
Yeah, that's why. So one more time, how can somebody get in contact with Escape KHEA? How can somebody find information about y'all?
So you can call us or visit our website. Our phone number is 281-549-7697. Or you can call us anytime. We actually answer phone calls 24/7. So we're available anytime you have any questions or concerns. I answer the phone calls, and my mom and everyone. It's a family-run business, so we all answer the phone calls. But yeah, you can visit us at any time. Walk in if you want. We'll be here.
Awesome. And then makeup advice, follow you, right?
Yes, Makeup by Kaylee for sure.
Oh, that reminded me. I saw that post where you had like the most makeup I've ever seen in my entire life, and it was some, academy training. thing
Yes,
going
I
on.
just started. I'm so excited. It's QC Makeup Academy, and I actually got I submitted my unit last night, and he gave me my review, my tutor gave me my review back, and it was an audio recording, and it was 10 minutes long. I was like, this
Wow.
is so cool.
So, was it all good things? He's like, it was perfect. It was great. Just 10 minutes of saying how awesome you are at doing makeup. Be like, keep going. You could have done 11.
Yeah, seriously. I told him to go hard on me. I wanted to
Yeah.
learn because I've never taken a course before or anything like that. I'm self-taught. So it's a lot of good advice though. It's really awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today, and then
Thank
we'll
you.
stay in contact. Maybe we'll swing up there and do an escape room when you're not
Yeah.
there, after the show is done.
We get Kurt's
We'll
highlight
get locked
popping.
in there, and then you're like, how do we get out of here?
I won't tell you how to get out.
Oh, man.
This is
You would.
KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Kickstart's going to be on till 11. We're excited. You're getting some behind-the-scenes looks and some action that's going on at the Art of Coffee. We were just talking to Escape KHEA, learning about all of the fun that they have going on. So it's a great opportunity to do something a little bit different. Maybe it's a date night, family weekend, fun team bonding event, right?
I think I could get comfortable being out here at the Art of Coffee every day. If we could just move our studios out here, I feel like it would be great because it's beautiful behind us. There's a beautiful, it feels like we're in a tropical oasis.
Somebody said Cozumel, earlier in the stream. It's ooh, it looks like you're in Cozumel.
What's that song?
I don't know. I know what you're
Bermuda,
saying, but
Bahama.
yeah, that's a song.
Okay.
So we have some guests that Kelly was actually, you need to talk to these gentlemen, and here's why. And we were just okay, what's going on? But can you introduce yourself and then, let us and our friends know what you guys got going on in the community?
Yeah, I'm Jim Atkinson. I'm a realtor with Hidden Paradise Realty team at UTR Texas Realtors, and help people buy, sell, and rent real estate.
Awesome. And then what's your name?
My name's Brandon Lamar, and I'm a local mortgage broker. So I own Lamar Lending, and it's an exciting time in real estate. It's an exciting time to be looking to buy a house.
So, a realtor, and then it's a lending.
I'm a mortgage broker.
Mortgage
which would be the
broker.
lender, correct?
Okay, so that's a relationship where y'all probably work together pretty often, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So if somebody's looking to buy a house, where's the first place that they start? Do they start with you, or do they start looking? What makes the most sense?
It really kind of varies. Sometimes they'll start with me, and I get them with lender first because they really need that pre-approval to know where they're at. Even if they're 6-8 months out, then they still need to know, are there issues with my credit, things that I can be fixing now, so when I'm ready to buy, I'm actually ready, as well as kind of learning, finding out from the lender, what are my down payment going to be, what are the requirements going to be for closing costs, things like that I need to save up to be prepared for.
Yeah.
Jim, one of the things I had always thought, and this was my own personal, I think, because somebody had told me one time, hey, you need 10% to down to pay. And one of the things that we have found out since doing our show and talking to realtors and talking to lenders is oftentimes you need zero down and you can still get a house, right?
Yeah, I hear a lot of times too, still, people saying, I don't have my 20% yet. You're saying 10%?
20%?
Yes, 20%.
I'll never be able to fold a house at that rate.
Sure you do. Just $100 house. Just put $20 down. You can live in the box. I'll put it in my.
Man.
$100 house, 20% would be $20 down.
Yeah, $20.
No, it's really important that they start with a lender, honestly. I mean, a lot of people start because they look online and they see a house, so they'll end up starting with a realtor first. But the experienced realtors know that they need to get them to the lender first because budgeting is extremely important. Also, people tend to go off of a lot of these free credit report websites. Free credit report websites I've seen on a regular basis, they can be 100 points off on what their score actually is. So they may go into something expecting, the numbers to be one thing when they actually could be dramatically different. So that's one reason why they need to start with the lender first. Also, the budgeting aspect, we're in a specialty region down here. So with wind and storm and different areas requiring flood, a lot of your bigger banks that don't pay as much attention and give the customer service that we give, they may just give a general approval and say, oh, okay, you're good up to $300,000. But they're not accounting for the specialty wind and storm policies. They're not accounting for flood. And once you add those things in, somebody that may qualify for that as just a principal and interest only payment actually has a much different budget once you factor in the insurances in our region, which are very different from everywhere else in the country.
Well, and not only the insurance, but the property taxes. So property taxes in our area can be a little bit higher, especially on newer construction. Sometimes you can buy a little bit more house if you buy an older house as opposed to a newer one because the property values with the county are less, so you're paying less in property taxes every year.
Why should somebody look for a house in this area, in the KHEA area?
Or League City in general.
League City. Why this area?
Most League City is for Clear Creek ISD. That's really it. It's just a great community. There's so many different things to do around here between the KHEA Boardwalk. We're so close down to Galveston. You got NASA. The Space Center Museum had just moved up over to Ellington. Just a lot going on down here. And Houston's just a good market in general.
Whenever people come to you and they're looking for something, what are the big things that the trends are? Like, is it like, oh, well, that one has a good school, or is it the neighborhood? Is it a mixture or different for everybody?
Yeah, it's kind of different for everybody. If I have someone that, doesn't really care about school district, or maybe they homeschool their kids, then sometimes they'll go into some of the areas that are lower price per square foot, like down in Lamarck. There's some great values down there to be had. But if they're, to really focus on school district, it's, what does your school district focus on? Is it for the football team? Is it for scholarships? What are those things that you're trying to go for?
Yesterday, Gardy, I looked at a house. It was in Texas City, and they're actually building a new elementary school right next to it. It was just down the road from the elementary school, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I love this. Like, down the road, my future kids would be able to go to that school. My the property value will increase because if it's near a school and a good school, then it's going to increase. And I liked it, but also, it was one of those houses where I've never seen this before or ever felt this before, but it wasn't a firm foundation. It was one of those, like, what is it called?
It's probably important.
Block and beam, pier and beam.
Yeah, pier and beam is what it is. And so when you're walking, you feel like I'm like, I feel unstable. And they're like, actually, this is better to have than a firm foundation because if you ever need any foundation work, it's a lot cheaper. It's like a third of the cost. And I was like, I don't care. I don't want to walk around in my house and feel like I'm falling over.
And if you ever want to move your house, you could. I suppose, right?
Well, in a pier and beam, you really shouldn't feel that much movement or anything, especially a newer one. They should have a nice, steady, solid floor.
Way up off the ground. If it was one of the stilt houses, maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. So let's say somebody's 6 to 8 months out from buying a house. They're like, oh, I'm looking. They go and check their credit. It's 100 points off, maybe even more than what they thought it was. And it's like, oh, no, I'm in crisis. What do they do from there?
So it's a great question. And so, again, if they start with me, then that's something that we're going to do in the general assessment. And what a consumer generally thinks they're 6 to 8 months out for may only be 2 to 3 weeks out for me, because there's a lot of things that I can do for a consumer to help them with their credit that they don't have the ability to do through consumer tools. So that's one of the things that you will get when you work with a good local lender. But even beyond that, I would want to point out the fact that you want to work with a mortgage broker as well. Mortgage brokers are wholesale, so instead of paying for all of the added and extra costs of staff and buildings and everything else that you're going to do with these major banks, which you would consider your retail lenders, ask anybody out there. Most people will shop for sales and clearance and everything else. Why would you not do the same thing with your mortgage, one of your biggest transactions that you would do? So for me, they're going to get wholesale pricing. They're going to get concierge service with us as a team, and we're going to make sure that all of these things that they may not understand up front about the region, about their credit, they're going to get all of those benefits up front with us, and they go into the process very prepared. So somebody that would call me, and often they will call and say, I've never done this before. that's fine. I guarantee you that if they work with a good team all the way through, they're not going to need to know a whole lot about it, because an experienced team is going to make it really easy for them.
Well, how did you get involved in this? Like, why were? Because you seem very knowledgeable about the situation. So, how did you decide, like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life?
Well, honestly, it was a roundabout thing, but the general purpose was that I wanted to be able to help people, and I got pulled into it many years ago, over 15 years ago, by some of my peers that were in a different industry that moved over to it and saw a lot of value in it. My background is actually for education is fire and paramedicine, so I actually moved to this region and worked for Texas City Fire Department for over 5 years, and served the public there, enjoyed that, but again, came full circle and found a lot of purpose in helping people in this industry. And most of your people that go into these regular banks, they just, you're approved or you're not approved, have a good day. They don't get the guidance that they get with somebody that really takes the time with them and helps them in this process. And as he mentioned, with the credit, that's one of the things that we address very early in the process, because there's a lot of things that are fixable, but most people think that they have to fix it on their own. They have to pay these credit services that take months and months, while the credit service is charging them every single month with benefit. They're going to stretch it out as long as they can to fix their credit, if they even fix it ultimately at all. Whereas with us, we're not charging them anything to do that, because we ultimately want to be able to serve them and have them as our client. So it's a win-win. There's no profit in credit repair for us. It's not our business model. It's just a component of something we offer to help the clients.
One of the things that we've talked to credit repair people about in the past that I was kind of really blown away by was even something as simple as paying your rent on time every month is something that can be used to help repair credit. Is that correct?
It depends on what reports to the credit services, so that would be a variable thing. I would say that the thing that matters the most is the balance fluctuation on their different cards and whether or not they have diverse credit between installment accounts and revolving accounts. So if they don't have enough accounts, then generally you'll see lower scores even if they have a positive payment history. There's a lot of loopholes and things that I can show them on the front end of how to get their score to jump up in the short term. And then again, there's things on the mortgage industry side that are not consumer-based tools that we can do to help them get their credit scores updated faster than what the report and the creditors would update. And that's a really big part of the credit analysis in the front end, is that, again, they may think they're a year out. They may not be. They may be only a couple months out or a couple of weeks out based on what we can do versus what they can do.
What's something, if you're willing to share this information, something somebody could even do like this afternoon to potentially boost their credit?
So everybody is different, and I'll tell you that. So the credit bureaus, I mean, it is a flawed system. There's no question about it. And without the tools that I have, there's a lot of general rules of thumb. Most people understand the fact that if they keep their balance ratios on a revolving card under 30%, that's a good thing. But I'm telling you, I analyze credit for people every single day, and what works for one person doesn't always work for another. I can tell you that if they pay off all their credit cards every single month and they have zero balances, that can be negative because it doesn't show any activity, where most people have a perception that it's a positive thing because they pay it off. So sometimes if you have multiple credit cards accounts, but you pay off all of them and then you leave at least a $10 balance on just one of them, that small little balance reporting shows activity, and that sometimes can give them the best result on a card.
I started doing that because there was a credit card that I had and it would get points, and I was just like, oh, I'll just stop using my debit card and do that. And so it worked. And then I noticed from like Chase, it was Chase Bank, right? And they would send me like a free thing. And I'm like, why is my credit going down? Like, this makes zero sense. And then I realized that, well, you got to leave something on there, because if you pay it off, it hits you.
And in that aspect, multiple people do that. They get their tax return, in the beginning of the year, and they're like, hey, we're going to buy a house. We're going to pay off everything. And they do that, and then their credit score drops. So what I would tell people that are listening to this is, before you pay off anything, call me. I will give you guidance. Why do it blind? Because I'll tell you what helps your score and what doesn't help your score, and then the rest of your money you keep in your accounts and you conserve that for your down payment, depending on what program you end up in.
And I think another myth from way back when, I know whenever I was growing up, it was always taught, like, when you pay off a credit card account, close out the account.
Right.
So it's no longer on there. That's actually a negative impact.
Definitely wrong, because they look at the average amount of history that you have. So if somebody closes an old account, it can dramatically drop their average history of accounts. And the same thing if they open a new account, and let's say that they only have one or two revolving accounts, you open a new account, that drops the average amount of history that you have as well. So all of that factors in.
What about those credit cards like department stores? Like, even like, oh, open a Macy's card, open a Dillard's card. If you have one of those, or like even like I think of Gap, J. Crew, Gap. There's all those Banana Republic. They're all the same, but they want you to use the card. And those are like, is it worth closing those?
No, I wouldn't close any accounts, honestly. I mean, unless somebody just has an excessive amount of accounts, I wouldn't really close them. But I would also, in my analysis, that again, I don't charge them for this. It's a roadmap for them. I'm looking at the average length of time and the history on that account. So if they've had that account for 5 years, but they're just not using it, I would tell them not to close that. Now, if they've had the account for 2 or 3 months, fine, close that one, because that one is bringing their average history down anyway.
So what about somebody not looking to buy a house? Maybe they already have, a house, but hey, I want to buy a boat, or I'm looking to buy a second house. I'm looking to have good credit just because I never know whenever I need good credit. Is that something somebody can come to you and still work on, or is it only with houses?
Not really. I mean, they could technically come to me for that, but again, I'm not a credit repair service and I'm not charging people for credit repair. So because that's not really what the focus is, it's really to get them prepared to be able to purchase a house. And, specifically in this region, rent is very high. Most of my clients that end up buying a house end up paying the same or less on a monthly basis for owning a house. And then by the time you factor in from a retirement standpoint that they're building equity in that house at that point, which they don't get when they're renting, on top of that, they get tax benefit, whether they're not getting from renting. There's so many reasons why somebody should buy. But to answer your question, if somebody was to call me and they were to ask for some credit guidance, would I help them with it? Yes, I would definitely help them, but that's not really what the purpose of the overall system that I have is.
And there's a difference, too. Whenever you're buying a house, your credit requirements are different than what they are for buying a car or something else.
This is also true. Now, I do a full scope analysis, so it's going to look at all 3 bureaus, but in the mortgage industry, we're looking for the middle of 3 scores. And so once again, on those free credit report sites, what people don't understand is that those are basically made up scores, and they're generally basing it off of TransUnion. So TransUnion tends to be the highest of the 3 credit scores anyway. And then on top of that, if you read in the fine print of Credit Karma and these different websites, they call it like a Vantage score. So it's a made up score based on what would be the highest score. So that's where the dramatic inaccuracy comes from that system. So it is worth it for them to have a real analysis with real reports.
One of the things that we're doing here at KHEA Radio is we're looking for a house. We're trying to find a house for me, because that's, I think, the next step down the road.
It's called KHEA House Hunters.
It is.
Totally made it up ourselves.
And we're trying to find the perfect house. So if you ever have like a house that you're interested in having us look at, that would be great. We go in, we shoot some videos, we showcase what the house is, you get to talk about it. Do you have one that you're like, man, you know what, I got one for you? Any price?
I've got a great one down in San Leon for sale right now that is a 2-bedroom, and it's more coastal like this area down here, and it's a cute little beach house.
Yeah.
A beach house? You think I could live in a beach house, Gardy?
No, you never come to work. If it's literally like on the beach or you can see the water, like Curt would have his cup of coffee, his Bang energy drink, and I'd just be like, where's Curt? Like me and Ethan would have to do the morning show.
I don't know. I'd have to disagree a little bit on that, because even as comfortable as you are, it's kind of hard to be this close to Art of Coffee and not come down here, because the ambiance of this place.
Well, we'd have to do our show every day down here at the Art of Coffee, but, we could make that work.
I do live close to here, so that may actually work out better.
Yeah.
But our studio is really nice.
We love our
studio,
studio, but
that we don't
people
come
people get excited when we're out here on location. This is a pretty cool setup, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of KHEA Radio before today?
I have not.
I did, only because Kelly had mentioned it on the Facebook post.
Awesome. So it is 10:05. We are KHEA Radio. We're broadcasting live from the Art of Coffee on 99.5 FM in Lamarck, Texas. We're also online at KHEARadio.com. We also have the KHEA Radio app. You can go ahead and download it. You can buy get some coupons where you can go to local places and get some discounts and some fun ways to be blessed by KHEA Radio. So go and check us out. We're 1 like away from breaking 7,000 likes. So if you're watching right now and you have not gone ahead and liked KHEA Radio on Facebook, we love it. The other thing that we haven't talked about yet today that I think is really important, this time next week, we are going to be blessing somebody with a free cruise from Royal Caribbean and Your Vacation Ed's Cruise Planners. We're giving away a cruise to you. All you have to do is like, share, and comment on our featured video, our cruise video that's on our Facebook page, and you have a chance to go free from us. And you know what? You don't even have to pay for transportation or parking, because the van TX, a Leak City business, is actually going to take you to Galveston. So you could actually be living in California, fly here, get a free pickup from the airport, and go and enjoy a cruise vacation. So go ahead and like, share, and comment on that video that's on our Facebook page.
You know, but if you use these gentlemen and maybe you have like a nice house and you're living in San Leon, like on the beach already, why would you even want to go on the cruise? It's like, hey, I could just come hang out at Art of Coffee. It's like vacation every day, and then you can just give it to Curt. And Curt goes on the cruise.
There you go. That would be great. They actually offered it to us. They said, hey, you guys should go on this cruise. And we said, you know what? We want to bless somebody else, so we're going to give it to you. We're going to be making that announcement next Friday at 7 o'clock, live on Facebook, live on KHEAradio.com, live on 99.5 FM. And then we'll be at Bayshore Grill in San Leon, Texas, making that announcement. So you have a chance to win that cruise.
Is there anything else y'all would like to share? Maybe how to get a hold of you and the services y'all offer one more time?
Yeah, so my website is ownyourparadise.com. You can go on there, search any of the houses that are in the MLS. It's updated about every 5 minutes. My phone number direct is 281-798-7163. And help you buy, sell, and rent real estate, investors. And the other thing, we also do help with new construction. So don't forget that. You can have a realtor represent you with new construction.
So one of the things that I would like to leave the consumers with is that in our industry right now, especially on the lending side, there is a massive movement that is educating consumers, and it's in the numbers. If you look at the end of the quarter numbers last quarter, there are more and more people that are starting to shop and understand that the value in an independent mortgage broker specifically, as opposed to big banks and specialty mortgage lenders, is a dramatic difference. Again, it's wholesale pricing because you're not paying for all of the extra stuff and the massive markups in that. And if you look at the analysis on it, you're seeing that Wells Fargo and all of these big banks, their numbers in last quarter dropped millions in volume. And what it really comes down to is that there is access to better pricing out there through an independent broker, and consumers are starting to figure that out. They need to understand that even if they are under contract and they've started the process, there is nothing wrong with calling an independent broker and asking for some verbal numbers over the phone, and that you can still change your lender at any point. Even early in a contract, you can do that. So I think that the main thing is, whether they work with me or another independent broker, I want to see them get the best in their pricing. It's a massive transaction. So please take the time to find a local independent broker. Ask your realtors if they know any brokers, and shop the numbers with them. It could save them thousands over a 30-year term.
I will say this. I was getting emails from one of the banks that I use about like, hey, Morgan, this was some years ago, right? Like a while back. And you're, approved, you can do this, benefit from doing with us. So I started emailing back and forth to see what was going on. But it was so difficult to get on the same time as the people I was communicating with.
Correct.
To try and get them on the phone to answer questions. I didn't end up doing anything with them because
Right.
it was so hard. Now, if I'm doing something with you, would it be easier than that?
It absolutely is, because not only do I meet my clients in person often, I mean, yes, Jim, I go to the closings. Most lenders do not, so I'm there with them. I'm a cheerleader at that point because everything is done, but I'm there to support them. They have my cell phone the entire way through the process, as they do with Jim. They can text me and call me. I tell my clients up front, I am not a banker. I don't have banker's hours. So this, 9 to 5 and at 4:59, it goes to voicemail.
Right.
That doesn't happen with me. I answer my phone on holidays, evenings, doesn't matter. My clients text me sometimes at 9 o'clock at night. If I'm available and I'm not passed out, I will answer them, because I understand that this is stressful, and sometimes when they have something on their mind and they want an answer, sometimes a simple text answer to them puts them at ease and they can get some sleep. I understand that. I was a home buyer at one point, and I want to make things easy for them, and that's a big part of it. So the answer is yes, they have my cell phone and they text me throughout the entire process. And it goes way beyond the process too, though, because for us as a team, we're local in this area. So when they have a problem down the road, if they don't understand something with the payment, if their escrows change because their taxes or insurance increase, they'll call me. I'll figure that out for them way beyond the closing. The other lenders are not going to do that for them. So it's a very big difference having a local team, having independent people, because Jim is a broker as well as myself. It makes all the difference. And right now, rates are very low right now. And so even somebody that owns a home that's considering refinancing, if you're not, you should be. Now, if you've got a 3% interest rate because you got your home 5-6 years ago, then you're set. But you've got nothing to lose by calling and checking numbers on that as well. So for my information, my name's Brandon Lamar. It's Lamar Lending. My website is lamarlending.com. And my phone number is 832-720-1334. You can get a hold of me anytime. I'd be happy to help you and guide you through this process.
Awesome. We appreciate you guys.
And one more thing, if I can say real quick.
Of course.
We do have this other event that me and Brandon host together from time to time. We were coming out to Art of Coffee every couple of weeks. We're going to be doing about once a month now, and also maybe once a month a happy hour somewhere else. But if you kind of follow us, the link for all that is Cup to Keys. cup, CUP2 keys. .com, and we'll post our events there as well as on our Facebook pages and everywhere else.
And if you reach out to Art of Coffee, they know how to get a hold of us if you can't remember that link. So that's just, again, to say what the difference is. The difference is we're in person a lot of times with our clients. We educate them throughout the process on a level that no one else is going to do for them, to where they're truly comfortable. By the time our clients get to the signing table, everything's a review, and they say, where do we sign? They're not nervous, and they know. They're educated.
We'll have to bring you guys back in because this has been very informational.
Yeah,
I feel like I've learned a lot.
I feel like I can get a house like today. Like I'm down. I'm like pumped. I'm like, sign the paperwork. Let's go.
There are a lot of programs out there as well, and you guys asked about that early on, and that's something that as a broker, instead of trying to fit them into one box like these other lenders are going to try to do, there's so many different programs out there. I have 70 different lenders that I can choose from. There's multiple government programs and grants that are out there for people that may not have enough money to be able to put down on their house. There's different varying levels of those. So just because you may think your credit's not where you want it, or you may not think that you have enough money in your account to buy, let me tell you that, because you might be surprised.
Yeah, I feel like the two main things are your credit score's not high enough or like down payment. But if you know ways to, hey, I can help you get your credit on the right path, and hey, there's programs to help you get that down payment assistance, then what's stopping you? Because you're paying the same amount for rent that you are if you were going to be an owner, right?
We've had people go to closing and get their earnest money back,
Wow.
So zero.
I can't tell you how many people have also gone through a process with a lesser lender or a lesser realtor, and things fell apart, and they told them, I'm sorry, you don't qualify, and then they end up with me, and then they get keys. So lenders are not created equal. Realtors are not created equal. You want to work with a true professional that's full-time in the industry, that's going to give you their full attention all the way through the process, and somebody that is really an expert on the area as well. So if you work with somebody like Jim that's been in this area for years, we know these houses, we know these neighborhoods. We're going to make sure that you dodge the high taxes in the county that you can't get away from at any point owning that house. We're going to make sure that you dodge the high insurances or the flood policies, whatever it is, because we really, truly know the market.
Cool. You know, I feel like one of the most important things that you potentially learned today is don't keep banker's hours. You know, 4:59 hits, and I'm texting you, calling. There's an emergency. We got to figure something out, and it just goes straight to voicemail.
I think that's on purpose for me and my sanity.
Know, but I'm hoping that you picked up some.
The only thing I picked up was that I can buy a house. So I know you're hoping that I picked up on that other thing.
We're in a different generation now, and a lot of people, what their perception of customer service really is different. And I understand that a lot of people don't like to necessarily talk on the phone. They're really good with text. It's interesting always seeing the different dynamics of these customers. But I will tell you, customer service is not dead. If you feel like customer service is dead, then you're working with the wrong team.
That's good.
That's a good. All right. Well, we're going to have to bring them on. I feel like there's hidden gems in all of that. I'll have to go back and rewatch this entire thing.
Take notes on the part where he talks about answering the phone after 4:59.
I'll think about it.
That was the most important. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Thank you very much for having us on.
Thank you.
This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's 10:14. We are live here in Kima, Texas. Toucan Alley. We like to call it KHEA Radio Alley, right behind the Art of Coffee, where we have had some awesome coffee. I had some Texas pecan roast coffee. We see people going around with double fisting coffee even. There's coffee everywhere. And you know what? Curt, you had an awesome one as well.
I had a great caramel vanilla latte.
Ooh.
I love this shot because we can actually see what's going on their screen behind them. Ethan, you should probably go tell people that their camera shot, that their stuff is in the shot, that I can actually see what they're looking at.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Leanne. She said this is such a cool location, beautiful, and so many great places to shop, eat, and drink. I agree. We're out here in Toucan Alley. The Art of Coffee is hosting an amazing event right here. Kelly Redinger, more than just a society. This is a meetup that they do. It's more than just coffee because there's a ton of people here doing some really cool things, and we're going to meet someone right now. So, Ethan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. My name is Edie Holden. I'm with Holden Enterprises.
All right. So what does Holden Enterprises help people with?
With promotional products and printed products. We specialize in helping companies brand their company through promotional products.
Okay. Is that through design as well, or just mainly the products?
No, actually, we can do design as well. If they give me their logo, we can, put their logo on any type of product that I have. I have over 50,000 products in my website.
Wow. So, okay, I'm going to ask this. Out of the 50,000, are there a couple that is the most bang for your buck? Like, hey, if I'm trying to promote my business, I have
Yes.
and it probably depends on what it is. But like I'm
Excellent.
trying to promote my business,
Right.
and I need like the top 3 things that
Uh-huh.
can instantly help. Like whether it's a sandwich board sign. I mean, we need help with
This sign is,
promotion.
Yes.
We
This sign
found
is
that on the side of
beautiful.
the road, and I had Curt draw that.
Really?
He's
Yeah,
a great
Yeah,
artist.
I can actually do something like that for you.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Anything that you can print out, I can basically do.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything, from business cards to promotional products, pens, but there's so many things. Depending on the type of event, you can go all day long searching on the internet, trying to figure out what to buy.
Right.
But I also serve kind of like a consultant, as far as I provide ideas that can help your company, grow through promotional products. It's all about branding.
James Martin with Martin Designs, he was on our show earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that he mentioned he has is magnets on the side of his vehicle
Right.
for his business. And he said
Yes.
somebody waved him down earlier.
Yes.
And I was trying to pitch the idea to Curt that we need to magnet his vehicle, from side to side.
Mm-hmm.
And that would that be a good investment or a good product for
Oh,
people to
absolutely.
get?
Anything that, about branding, anything that you need to get your name in front of people, because the competition is fierce. So you definitely want to know people and let people know that you're out there. So if you get your name out there on whether it's on a car, on a business card, pen, of course, there's a lot of neat things for phones now. In fact, I have my phone. I should have brought my phone here with me because on the back of it is to hold your phone. It's called a sling grip, and it's got my website, and it's a conversational
You
starter.
can brand everything, huh?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, that's cool. How did you get into this industry?
Well, I've owned the company for 19 years. So just kind of by fluke, the company asked me if I was willing to work for customer service in their department of their software company for the printing division. I said, sure, so I went ahead and did that. And next thing you know, when I got interviewed, when I got my business card, it said lead sales representative. And I said, well, I think they made a mistake. I'm not a lead sales representative. So called our boss, and he goes, no, you are going to be a lead sales representative. So it was a nationwide company that I worked for back then, and I did really well. 5 years later, I started on my own, so it was all good.
All right. So this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. We're at the Art of Coffee. There's an event, More Than Just a Society. It started as More Than Just Coffee. Kelly puts it on. How did you meet Kelly?
Kelly actually lives in my neighborhood, and we have a little bunco group, female, so that's how I met Kelly, and she's really amazing. She really knows how to promote everyone, so that's how I found out, and of course through the Facebook app, for the Art of Coffee here. That's how I found out about this event, so that's why I'm here.
Kelly, she sent us a link, me and Curt. Curt's in the market for a house, and we were just talking to 2 gentlemen that may
Right.
be able to make it happen.
Right?
There's one of the houses for sale.
Right next to Kelly.
Is your house for sale? Are you like exact neighbors with her, or is that your house? Or is it
We're
someone else?
very close, but I'm actually in the process of possibly maybe putting my home up for sale.
Well, when you do, you need to contact KHEA House Hunters. Totally an original idea that we did not steal from anything.
Okay.
Where we go in and we showcase the house and we talk about all the things that
Oh,
it has to
that'd be
offer.
great.
It's a really
Awesome.
fun blog or video blog, vlog.
I think they call them vlogs.
Vlogs.
What?
It's a video blog.
Okay.
A vlog.
Yeah, where we go in and we're like, hey, take a look at this house. Oh, look at that kitchen, Curt. Can you see yourself in this kitchen? And I'm like sitting there in my hot dog suit eating out
Yeah,
of the
it's a
kitchen.
funny way, but we found that people love seeing houses. There's so many TV shows that show off houses, like
Right.
design, and we said, hey, we should start one and show off some of the cool houses that are for sale in our area.
Well, speaking of videos, actually right now I'm in the process, because I have over 3,000 suppliers throughout the United States that provide all types of products for my company. There's one that's called a video brochure where you can actually have a video in a brochure. We'll design the brochure and the video will be in there. And it's a great piece to give to companies. Like sometimes you can't email the video, right? So you send them a video brochure. And that's what I'm currently working on with a couple of companies on a video brochure. And that's really neat. So
We need one of those.
We just need somebody who does video.
We don't know anybody.
I do.
Do you do video as well?
No, I do have
People that you work with?
That I've yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Somebody was asking, what's the name of the business again?
Holden Enterprises, and it's spelled HOULDEN.
Okay. And then how can people get a hold of you?
They can go on my website at ioshouston.com, and that's ios as in Sam Houston.com, and you can see all of my products there, and it also has my email address and my phone number. So if you would like, you can either shoot me an email if you have a special event coming up and you know that, okay, I need certain products, but I can't think of what to order or where to get them, they can contact me. And then I'll go ahead and they shoot over their logo and we can go ahead and go from there.
Awesome.
Sounds like a great time.
Is there anything else you'd like to share today?
Well, I look forward to hopefully getting some contacts through here. People contact me if they have a special event. I do business with all types of companies, the healthcare, oil and gas, any type of company that needs promotional products for trade shows and things of that sort. So absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks
It's
for
nice to
the
meet
time.
you.
Thank you.
This is KHEA. Hey, feel free to share this video out. Ask some questions. We are here in KEMA, right behind the Art of Coffee, where it's a beautiful day. If you want to come get some coffee, maybe get an iced coffee. They have all kinds of stuff. We had one of our guests earlier drinking a chai tea, and then he was drinking another chai tea, but it looked refreshing. I don't even drink tea.
I had an amazing caramel vanilla latte, and it was fantastic. And I come here whenever I'm in KEMA, whether that's for work or for fun. This is one of the locations that I have to go to in order to get my coffee. You know why? Because then I can run on over to Cool Cow Creamery and get some ice cream as well.
Hey, how are you doing? It's been a long time.
Hi.
Do you remember us?
I do.
I
don't.
You don't remember us?
No, I do, but I don't remember from where.
Wow, I thought it was a special moment.
Wow.
No. I was at y'all's studio.
You were?
Yes, I was. When you opened the new one.
You know what? Didn't we meet you at a Mexican restaurant, and then I believe we had you in studio
Yes.
as well?
Yes, okay.
Do you remember now?
I do. I remember
See,
that. But I came to y'all's studio.
You did. I feel like I remember everything and everybody. Or I don't know. I usually
You
do.
have a good thing for faces. But can you tell us who you are and tell our audience who you are?
My name is Gardy, by the way.
Gardy. Tammy.
Tammy.
Nice to meet you. My name is Tammy O'Brien, and I own Simply Dreamt Luxurious Bath and Body Boutique. We make 250 different products.
Do you remember now?
Yes.
He's not remembering.
Was it? It was at Luna. Was it Luna's? Was that the Mexican
I
restaurant?
think it was at Luna's. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we were Del Tigre. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Okay, now
yes.
I kind of remember.
Kind of remember.
Yeah, you were eating ice cream the entire time. He was like on a sugar
Yes,
high.
he was on a sugar high.
So you're a chemist.
Yes.
You're a chemist, and
Yes.
that's what you do. You make these really cool.
Really cool products, yes.
Yeah. So what can somebody use those products for?
So I make men's cologne, women's perfume. I use body wash, deodorant, shampoo, pet products, candles, whatever you need, I make it.
So if somebody was looking to make something outside of that, I think you even do some consulting, because you can literally make anything as a chemist.
I can do some consulting, but legally FDA and law regulations, I can't professionally tell you how to make something, because then you can hold me liable for what you don't do right.
That makes sense. So if somebody's looking to see your products, or somebody is looking to get a hold of you, is there a website or social media page where they can see what you have to offer?
We have a Facebook page, Simply Dreamt. What is it? Facebook, simplydreamt.com. We're on Instagram. Cool. We have a website, simplydreamt.com. I don't know what else I have. I have all kinds of.
How did you come up with the name?
I was dreaming one day.
And it just all made sense.
Oh, I get it. Because she was simply dreaming. I get it. I get it. I love how I love when I talk to new business owners or people who are starting out businesses, or even just business owners in general, and how they get their names. Because, we were just kind of given KHEA radio. Like, we didn't have a choice. It was like, this is it. So we didn't get to come up with something cool. You get to come up with whatever you want.
Well, why did somebody give it to
the
you?
FCC told us. They're like, you're KHEA.
Yeah,
like,
that's all you can do.
And no one knows who KHEA is, so it's great. It's fantastic.
So Simply Dreamt is the business. If somebody wants to buy some of the products, they can just search that and find it on social media.
Yes.
What's your favorite product that you produce?
The best-selling product we have is a solid lotion bar, because it's travel-friendly. So it's a lotion, and it's solid, and you can get on a plane with it, and it is just our best-selling product for 25 years.
A solid lotion bar.
A solid lotion bar.
How does that even work?
It's conditioning for your skin. It's solid. It comes in a tin can, so you can pour the whole thing out of the can, and you can rub it all over your body. We have 2 different sizes.
And you can travel with it probably easier than a bottle of lotion.
Yes. We
That's
have
cool.
the solid lotion, and we have a solid shampoo.
All right. So what are some of the other ones?
Our candles are big sellers. Our products, our pet products are big sellers. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I would have to say in the line of our shampoo.
What kind of pet products do y'all offer?
I offer a shampoo and a spray for your pet when they smell bad, and it helps with fleas. It contains neem oil.
I may have to get one of those for Kurt.
Wait, for me or for my pet?
Oh, well, he has a cat. Would it work on cats too?
No, I do
Just
not
dogs?
recommend just dogs. I can make a product for a cat, but it's a whole different regulation for the oils that are in it.
Awesome.
We have our friends with Cupcake Cache who are, off Marina Bay, but they do pet products. They do a pup cake, which is really fun. That's the first thing that came to mind whenever you said pet products. So shout out to them. They do a cupcake specifically for a dog. It has a little bone on it.
Oh,
It's really cute. Pup cakes.
But a human could eat it as well, but it's designed for the dog.
Yeah, we didn't try it. We haven't tried it yet. But they do also have keto cupcakes. They have regular cupcakes. We had some churro cupcakes that were to die for. So
I gotta
go check
try
them out.
that.
Cupcake
Okay.
Cache. You know, also, while we're on the subject, before we go back to talking about the different products that she has, you can also download the KHEA radio app. And when you download the KHEA radio app, there's a coupon in there for Cupcake Cache where you get buy one cupcake, get one free.
I wonder if you can use that for the dog.
You could.
You buy one for the dog and get one for yourself, or buy one for yourself, get one for your pup.
Yeah, either way, one of the two works. So go check it out. Download the KHEA radio app. Get that coupon so that you can go to Cupcake Cache anytime.
So you said you've been making that product for 25 years. So you've been doing this for a while.
For a long time.
Has that been the name for 25 years, or has it
Yes.
kind of, wow, Simply Dreamt?
Yes.
So where do you see the next 25 years going?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to come up with new products that are much more travel friendly, or I just always try to come up with a new product. I had a lady that had some issues with her feet.
Smelling bad?
Yes. So that was a new creation, and it's called
Hey, it's a necessity, and if you can help, then why not? Yeah, help out smelly feet.
And
We talk about that often.
You know, I do have smelly feet, so this might be the product
And you're
for
not
me.
alone, apparently. So she's
Yeah,
working on something, right?
I'm working on it.
Are we getting close?
We're getting close.
I need it stat, because for some reason when we're in studio, Kurt likes to take his shoes off, and I still don't understand why. I mean, I kind of understand why, because to be more comfortable, but there's still
Taking them off right now, so back
Oh
away,
my
people.
God!
Back away, people. Back away. It could get bad here.
Hey, well, is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, that's it. Thank you. This was fun.
Yes, we had a
Well,
great
make sure
time.
you download the KHEA radio app. So
I
you-
have it,
Okay, you're the best.
and I'll promote y'all.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're
Yep.
broadcasting live from the Art of Coffee. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're talking to everybody who's coming out here. If you are in the area and you want to come say hi, we have about, 30 more minutes, 32 more minutes left to Kickstart. We'll be having a great time until 11. I think that we have our next guest, which is, I think the sunglasses are okay. You can come on and have the sunglasses. I think it's a photo booth. I saw her running around with this device earlier, and I was like, what is she doing? Like,
Do you need help, Ethan?
it's almost
Help?
it's almost like a nurse, you know, where they walk around with those things.
Oh, yeah, like
you
an
know,
IV. It's called
the
an IV.
IV thing.
Definitely called
I
an
feel
IV.
like this is one of them. Is this your little pet?
Ethan? You're a nurse?
Oh, so this is where you got
Hello.
the idea.
Actually, for the stand, it is. And I'm Chris with Oh What Fun. Nice to meet you guys.
Oh, what fun.
Oh, what fun.
I'm Gardy.
It is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Right.
I need a jingle.
So what is this?
So it's a selfie booth. It's not a photo booth, but a selfie booth. So all you do is you're going to tap. Okay, y'all smile. Ready?
Oh,
You're
they're
about to
in
be
this.
in there. There we go.
It's
Oh, I'll put y'all in
And there it
Okay,
goes.
great.
There's
There
a
you go.
photo.
Great. And it goes right to your phone, and you just text it, and it goes right to your phone. So
Oh, look, and it's branded,
it is. Look, but first coffee.
but first coffee.
Yep.
Where did you get this idea? Because I've never seen this before.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
No, this
so-
is the first time.
So we were at an event a couple years ago where they had the big enclosed photo booths, and they're really slow. And we needed something for a golf tournament about a year ago. And I told my husband, I said, I'm a nurse by background. I do a little bit of IT in that. I said, I can figure that out. So I wanted something that was mobile, that can move around. So this is actually my second booth. I have two. And this one, I actually took this from healthcare, being a nurse. I need something that was mobile, and it goes up, down, tilts. And so it's perfect. We can take it on the dance floor. We move it all around.
Wow, that is true. You could take it on the dance floor because it literally you could dance with it actually. Like if you really wanted to.
I was thinking, you know, we went to the Lighthouse Christian Ministries had a gala a month ago or so, a couple months ago, and they had this like dance floor. It was a silent dance floor, so that you put headphones on and you can dance to whatever song you want to.
How?
You know, it was so much fun, and that would have been a really cool because you could see everybody out there dancing, and it'd just be really fun.
That would be fun.
Have you ever seen a silent dance floor?
No, but I would be all over that. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, it's headphones, and then you had like 5 different stations that the DJ was playing, so everybody had a different song. It was like oldies, classic rock, new pop, and then just random stuff.
How fun. Okay, so half people would be doing the
It was
Macarena.
exactly.
And the other half would be doing the YMCA.
Yeah, but you could see like, oh, Kurt has Blue on. I'm gonna listen to Blue to see what he's dancing to, and then you're listening to Red. Chris is jamming. Whatever it is. It was a lot of fun.
How fun. How
It's a great
fun.
idea.
And I love that you guys are Christian radio.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're at 99.5 FM. If this is your first time to catch us and listen in, thank you so much. Feel free to share this out because we're streaming on Facebook. If it's your 100th time to listen in, thank you for tuning in again. But, Chris, are you from this area?
I am. I'm from Clear Lake.
Okay, are you still a nurse?
I am. I do some nurse consulting. So I
Okay.
get to work from home, and it's great. So it allows me to do this. And this just kind of happened by chance. We used it for an event, and then people were like, can I use you for my wedding? Can you use it for graduation? I do corporate events, so it's fun. Yeah.
How did you meet Kelly?
Kelly and I, we were doing we're doing a charity event for about a year ago over at Bay Oaks, and met Kelly, and she said, hey, I need to introduce you to some friends, and love her. She's like the best marketing person ever.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got connected, and we've done several events together, and
Awesome.
having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long has the business been going?
Almost a year.
For about a year now.
About a year. It's been very busy.
That's still pretty new?
It's pretty new. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've had my nursing business for about 20 years. So this is yes.
All right.
That's awesome. And how can people schedule you to be a part of this?
So we are on Facebook as Oh What Fun, and on Instagram as Oh What Fun Selfie. And that's really how people reach out to me, is through there. And been staying very busy. It's been great.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more information.
All right. Thank you. You said it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Perfect.
And I'll tag y'all. Oh, that's okay. That turned out really good.
Awesome.
Can you send me one and I'll tag y'all too?
That'd be great. All right. What do you want to do? It's hot.
What is your phone number? I can send it to you.
713-402-8254.
Okay. Yeah, it won't reconnect. Maybe we could go do
an actual phone Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And then
It'd be good.
Yeah.
Like walk through. We lost internet again. So that's the third time. Yeah, I think we're just gonna use the phone.